The next fixture that's coming up is going to be the marquee fixture. Yes, indeed. Both these teams have a positive net run rate. It's Mumbai against Chennai. They're playing in a neutral venue of Delhi. Not the first time they will have met there. They played a qualifier in 2013, but not that they'll think back that far. We're thinking here and now. Chennai are the champion side for this season. Mumbai are looking to start climbing up that ladder. So either way, a negative result for one of these two teams could just be something that defines where the tournament goes, Pommie.
So Chennai are going well. I think they look fantastic. All of a sudden, they're back, and you know how guys go, Dad's Army, the older guys, and all of this. I've enjoyed Ruturaj Gaikwad up at the top of the order. Faf du Plessis is playing magnificently. He's just timing absolutely everything. He's magnificent in the field as well. The order is just working quite nicely. Raina back is important for them as well. I like the addition of Moeen Ali. I like watching him because it's like he's having, an exhibition game. He's deadly serious, of course, but the way that he plays, the way that he bats particularly, and he's been given licenses, just goes out there, absolutely smashes it. And then as you go further down the order, they kind of can sort things out and bat some way down. So yeah, they're looking good. They won here, obviously, in the first game they played here. And Mumbai won here, and they enjoy this surface, a lot better than they felt about the surface in Chennai. And that's a good record. That's a nice start, as nice a start as you'd like. Not so much for Mumbai, though.
Yep, that's what. But that last win they'll probably tell themselves, is that the game changer? Is that the momentum changer for us? Which is why I said if Chennai were to lose, it will mean that momentum is halted. If Mumbai were to lose, it means Chennai, the juggernaut, goes on, and Mumbai have to re-find that momentum. But Shaun, one thing that Pommie just mentioned, Moeen Ali, we've talked about many other teams. What are they doing at number 3? Why a Patidar? Should not somebody else not be in there? I think Chennai are one of those teams who have got an unorthodox number 3, not the regular, but they've got it for the right reasons.
Yeah, they have, and he plays according to the role that's required, doesn't he? He's one of those guys who just likes to walk in there, see ball, and hit it, and get on with the game. I've been impressed by the decision. I've been impressed by the way he's played. And I've been impressed by Chennai, to be honest. I think they've got much better balance than they did last year. I think Pommie mentioned a lot of the names that have come back that have just make it look like a strong unit. Mumbai starting to come into their own again, starting to feel that maybe the middle order can find some form in Delhi. And you guys keep talking about points on the board and momentum. Forget that. This is national pride that's on the line. These two guys, having been in that camp, do not want to lose to each other. So be under no illusions. It's a bigger game than just 2 points on the line. Even though it's at this stage of the season. They always love to make a statement. They always like to make a statement against each other. And I think it'll be a very, very important game tomorrow.
Well, for a big game like this, let's look at the lineups. Let's look at Chennai first. We've talked about them first, and they've generally managed in history, even this season, to stick to the guys who have been doing the job for them. The only sort of rotation in a sense has happened in the bowling department. Tahir was in, Lungi Ngidi was in, Bravo was in, but I think they seem to have settled on Ngidi for the moment, Pommie.
What Ngidi does is take wickets, and that's priceless. It doesn't matter which format you're playing. If you've got a guy who can get you wickets, and what's been good this season is it's not just up at the front, because he hasn't necessarily taken the new ball all the time. He's been asked to come in after a few overs, and has still managed to be effective. I like their bowling group. Dhoni knows exactly how to use them. He brought in Tahir the other day for the first time in a long time, and Tahir had an impact. The fact that Jadeja's bowling well, I think, sorts a whole lot out in that side. Never mind the fact that he's batting quite nicely as well, but he's in the purple patch, is playing nicely, and the team is beautifully unlocked. So when they do make changes, when they want to, whether it's Bravo they want to bring in, or Tahir they want to bring in. I mean, they've still got Sam Curran in there, who's a really good player, can float up and down that order with the bat in hand and bowls quite nicely with those left arm swingers. So yeah, it's a good looking side. It's a really good looking side. I said a week ago, re-establish their championship status. I think they're going a long way to doing that. I know it's early days, but with the way they look, they're going a long way to doing that.
Certainly have, and throw in the fielding of Jadeja and Faf du Plessis and even Raina at 80%, and they've got quite a unit out there. Let's move on to Mumbai. Two teams, as Shaun Pollock said, don't like to lose to each other. So what about Mumbai? Again, I think the two teams will probably by the end of the season have made the least amount of changes. So Mumbai again, settled side. They had a box to tick in the last game, Shaun. They ticked it beautifully in Quinton de Kock.
Yeah, they did. I think that was an important, very important knock for them at the top of the order, just to get him with runs under the belt. And only changed Jayant Yadav. Do they decide to go that option again? I think it is an easy ground to pop spinners straight down the ground. So it might be an option that they go to one of the international bowlers, in his place. Because what did they just play the three last game, didn't they? It was Quinton.
No, they brought back.
They brought back.
Yeah, Colton
in place of Ishan Kishan. Yeah, yes. So I don't think they'd go back to Ishan. I think they'll keep it pretty similar. I think they do want the different options, particularly on that ground, because you're never sure how your spinners are going to go. But you've got your bankers. You've almost got 8 overs guaranteed, or 12 overs guaranteed. In Chahar, you've got Bumrah, and Trent Bolt normally gives you a good 4 as well. So I think they can always mix and match with the others. But it's looking better from their perspective.
Very briefly, Pommie, they've got Krunal Pandya, they've got Rahul Chahar, champion bowler. Do you think the one area would be Jayant Yadav? However well he might have performed, could they be looking for another type of bowler maybe?
I think if the ball is to turn at all, they wanted to go the other way. So both those guys that you've mentioned go the one direction with the leg spin and the left arm spin. So Jayant gives them that. And I think Rohit trusts Jayant. He's an experienced bowler. Yes, he got popped away the other day, but that can happen. But he's a pretty smart bowler, and he'll keep him because he's an offie rather than spinning it the same direction as the leg unit.